Jason, Kevin just talked about how much he feels like guys are starting to pick up the new schemes and just different adjustments that you've been making. What did you see out of your guys tonight? The biggest difference that you've seen out of them as opposed to some of these games in the past?
Well, I think the comfort level of what, as coaches, and as those guys in that locker room are asking for one another, defensively and offensively, sharing the ball, making plays for other guys. But defensively, again, we could have done a little bit better on the three-point shot of taking away the corner three. But those guys are starting to, pick up the system. And the biggest thing is they're talking to one another, and they're feeling a little bit comfortable. But, when you get the energy that those guys gave out with the Paul and D-Will coming back, that helped.
You mentioned D-Will coming back. I mean, how much has he changed what you can do and just the way in which he runs the team and helped run this game?
Well, he's, a guy that we missed while he was out. He's one that can put pressure. After we secure the ball and a rebound, he's the guy who can put pressure in a single fast break, but also just setting the table for his teammates, and I thought he did that tonight.
37 minutes for him, is that something that you knew you could give him tonight, or is that what he was just playing so well that he just ran with it?
He can play. I told you before the game that they will play, and they did.
Were you surprised with how well he played, or that he was obviously like mid-season form out there?
He's young. But no, I think just his preparation of getting back with the team, again, he could be sore tomorrow, but I thought, just his presence gave everybody a lift tonight. And we'll see how he feels tomorrow, and we'll go from there.
Jason, you've talked a lot of times this year about how this team hasn't necessarily responded very well to runs. With the Celtics started the third quarter on a 13-4 run, you guys responded 10 straight points. How big was it to see that kind of response?
It was big. This team has seen runs, some that we've stopped, some that we haven't stopped. And so, again, this game is kind of like the Memphis game where we had a lead going into the third and they make a run. And it becomes a one-point game. Here it becomes a tie, and those guys just kept playing. No matter what happened, after the timeout, they come out and they go on their own run. And that just shows the growth, and also having a guy like Deron and Paul, those guys out on the floor or, on the bench, there is no panic. And so that helped tonight.
You talked a lot on Saturday about wanting to force the ball inside and trying to make this your identity to play inside out. I mean, it seemed like you guys really went out of your way to do that all across the board tonight, up and down the line. Was that not the plan going in?
We feel that Brooke is the hub. We can post Brooke. Also, we can post Joe, KG, and Deron. And so we looked at doing that as much as possible, knowing that we have guys who can knock down shots and understand the cuts. And so, Brooke has handled the double team pretty well, and he's getting better. And now he's going to make some mistakes, but the big thing is starting inside and working out.
What did you think about Paul coming off the bench, and what did you see that you liked, and do you think you're going to stick with that?
I liked what I saw. I liked him being the leader of that second group. Now, will I stay that way? I don't know. We'll look at the video tomorrow of the team and coaches, but I'll talk to Paul and see what his comfort level is. But I would like to get him back, get a little bit more minutes, and him being able to get used to that glove. But I thought he was positive there throughout the game.
Jason, it's only 2 games, but it's the first back-to-back this year. Can you give us a sense of the feeling in that locker room now as opposed to, let's say, 10 days ago?
I'll let you ask those guys that. I think, again, we understand that we have maybe not won enough games that the public might not think we should have, or those guys in the locker room feel that we probably should have won some games that we let get away. But it's a long season. No one's panicked. Everybody's come to work every day to get better, and that's what a veteran group does, and that's what that group does in there.
Thank you.
Kevin, it seemed like one of the most complete games you guys had played all year. How did you feel like you dictated the type of game you wanted to play and style of play here tonight?
D-Will set the tone for how we was going to play tonight. I thought against Avery's pressure, he went back at the pressure. He set a lot of us up for easy shots that we can make. We did a lot of inside play with Brooke, playing off of Brooke. and kept it simple. Defensively, we have these new principles that Jay has put in, and we're starting to get them down slowly but surely. The very simplified terms and rotations and schemes, and we're working on them, and we have the time to work on them, and it's been consistent with working on them, and we were able to carry it over today.
When you were out there playing on the court, any emotions or thoughts as you were playing against the Celtics and playing against a jersey that you've worn for so long?
Because Doc ain't over there, it's probably a little less emotional. You don't see Danny sitting on the side. You don't see Paul Pierce over there, Ray Allen, Eddie House, baby. I see Ray John over there, which makes it a little more, emotional at times. Obviously, I went to battle with BB and. A lot of those guys, Jeff Green, real solid guys, according to the league. Those are solid guys that I know on that team. Other than that, it wasn't. It was another night in the office, and they were playing well to beat the crap out of the Knicks. So we had a little bit of. Obviously, we haven't been playing well at home, so we wanted to come in and play well. But it'll always be a special place in my heart when I face the Green, whether it's against different players or whoever's on the team. Always having a affiliation with that.
Kevin, you could sort of talk about it before, but how much of a difference does it make when Deron's out there playing like that?
A huge difference. He not only puts the refs in situations to make calls. He understands flow. Not to say that Sean Livingston and some other guys don't, but it's the reason he starts. And I just felt like Avery is a very, very, very good defensive player who puts on a lot of pressure and is able to dictate the pace of the game. And D-Will, you have to have, savvy, strong-minded, point guards that understand flow, understand, rhythm. And I thought, from jump, he did a great job of just taking the game and understanding it and controlling the whole game.
Kevin, the Celtics went on a 13-4 run after the second half, but you guys kind of repelled that surge. Obviously, Deron was a big part of that, but what did the team do in general well there to sort of avoid another third quarter?
I just think we kept our poise. Like I said, we've not simplified offense. We got back to our new defensive principles and stayed with that. We took the punch, understood what was hurting us, and then tried to make some adjustments.
What did you think of the defense tonight? You guys gave up 50% from three, but it was just 30 points in the paint.
I thought we played decent defense tonight. Obviously, we can get better, and we will. But for the turnaround and as quick as we got in this system in 7 days, 6 days, or whatever it is, and then to adjust to it, obviously to be able to work on it, says a lot.
Kevin, back-to-back wins for the first time this season. Give us a sense of what the different feeling is in that locker room now as opposed to, let's say, 10 days ago.
Well, you have to be optimistic, man. It's a long year, man. November was a shitty year for us, a shitty month. Oh, God. I don't care if we do. We're probably going to find me for that.
Take the door.
I don't give a shit. But November was hard on us, man. As if any other, ball club or any other team in the league. But, here, I feel like we're making some strides. You can actually see the improvement in our team. Obviously, it's only 2 games, but, when you look at the tape, you see guys with our new schemes, you're starting to see a turnover, and those are positive signs. So we're just trying to be positive on those things, continue to build on the momentum that we have, and continue to play this good basketball, man. It feels good to not only share the ball with the guys out here, but to be able to be with the team and guys who are willing to work and try to work our way out of this hole that we've created.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry.
Definitely was good to be back on the court with these guys and get a win.
Did you play even better than you thought you would into this long ago?
I wasn't sure. I only had one practice, and the ankle was a little sore, a little tender, but I still felt like I needed to play just because we don't have many practices, and I felt good enough to play, but I wasn't really sure, and so a little bit surprised.
Did 38 minutes, did you think you can do that?
No, I thought I was on restrictions. So when he put me in with 10 minutes to go in the fourth, I guess it was off. So
I must have felt good, right?
What?
I mean, when you
Play
got
that
up
many
with 10
minutes?
minutes to go and there were no restrictions. I'm sure
I'll tell you in the
it
morning. That felt good.
How big was it to just have everybody back? I mean, the first time I think in a month you had
Yeah,
to
it was.
start
Well, we
five.
don't have everybody back, but we.
Started 5 at least.
Yeah, I mean we're starting to get whole, and you know it's definitely good to have everybody back. And, you know, even though Paul didn't start, I thought he came in and gave us a big boost off the bench. And, you know, just a good team victory. You know, it seemed like our energy level was a lot better, our intensity on both ends of the floor. You know, that's what we got to do every night.
What was the difference in that third quarter run after they jumped out to tie the game? You guys responded with.
Yeah, we kept our composure. You know, we didn't let it bother us. You know, we knew they were going to make runs. They're a good team, and you know those things happen.
How important was establishing broken side towards the beginning?
It's always important. You know, we want to do it every game. You know, we feel like he has advantage most nights, if not all nights. And so, you know, we're gonna play through him, and then you know they came and doubled him, and he made great plays out of the double team.
With the starters back and now 2 wins, you're not popping champagne bottles, but can you feel it starting to turn?
Hopefully, you know, hopefully that's what we hope. You know, we keep getting guys back, and hopefully we can stay healthy. You know, we'll see what we're capable of.
Deron, is this kind of a glimpse of what you guys could look like?
Hopefully, you know, like I said, you know, I think we're a good team. You know, I think we just have had a lot of injuries, you know, a lot of guys in and out, and it's tough to play like that. It's tough to get a rhythm, a good rotation, and get comfortable. And so now, you know, this was a good win, but we got to continue to build on it. The last 2 wins were great. We got to keep building on it.
But being aggressive and getting to the hoop, is that something you wanted to do?
Yeah, it was something I couldn't do when I first came back and when I first started the season. So now, I mean, that's how I'm gonna play. And that's how I play.
Deron, how hard was it watching the team start, 4-16 with you, knowing that you could contribute but only getting to play less than half the games? Was that difficult kind of to watch?
Yeah, it was difficult. It was definitely difficult. Anytime you're injured and just sitting watching is not fun. And then, it would have been a little bit better if we were winning. A lot better if we were winning. But when you're just helpless and you see things, your team's struggling and you can't pick them up, you can't do anything about it. It's definitely tough.
You got Chris Paul coming up. That's
We
something.
got the Clippers coming up. Yep.
The Clippers. That's always a matchup you've been used to, I guess.
They're a good team. Good test for us. And Chris Paul is definitely the head of that snake, and he does so many great things for that team. It's a tough person to guard. The way he's scoring the basketball, and the way he pushes the basketball. So, it'll be a fun game.
It looked like you were able to get in the lane pretty easily tonight. Were you surprised at how much bounce you had after sitting off for this long?
Yeah, a little bit. I've been working out pretty hard, so just trying to test it every day. Working out with assistants, and so a lot of the moves that I was doing, I've been working on. And so I wasn't sure how I was going to hold up, over the course of the game, but it felt good.
Deron, what did you learn from watching your teammates from the sideline?
I don't know. I just picked up some things that I observed some things that I felt like we could do better. When I came back, that I could be conscious of. And one of the things was pushing the ball. I felt like we played a little too slow. And we definitely needed to pick the pace up. And so that's why I was really conscious to push the ball and try to get things going and get some easy baskets.
Along those lines, while you were out, there was obviously a change in how they're going to do games. Was it important for you to come back and have a game like this when you saw how important the role still is?
No, I mean, I knew how important my role is, especially seeing the struggle. So I've never felt like my role was diminished or wasn't there. I just felt like I needed to play better. And, it was tough when I came, when I started off the season because I wasn't healthy, and I was using those games to try to get into a rhythm after being off for 5 months, and so I knew it was going to take time.
You mentioned you weren't sure how your body was going to react. Was there a moment during this game where it was like, oh, I feel good. This is how I'm back.
No, I didn't really think about it. I just kept going. Just stay focused, stayed into the game. I didn't really think about it.
Everybody's kind of mentioned how you guys are doing some different stuff defensively now. What specifically you guys changed in the last few days that you've been installing?
We've had our bigs up. It's made a big difference because we were getting killed in the pick and roll before. We had our bigs back, and so Jason's kind of made the decision to bring them up. I think that helps us out as point guards, as guards get screened, and I think it's working. Thank you. just something I never even envisioned, coming into the season. But the beauty about tonight was we got a chance to get Darren back. Paul back, we could tell that Paul wasn't really 100, but just about him being out there was a plus for us, especially Darren too, making plays, being aggressive. On both ends of the floor, that's what we needed. So I was glad to see those guys out there.
What does Alan Anderson give in that first unit and the time that he spent with him?
What does he give us?
Yeah.
Well, he gives us another threat. Definitely offensively, guys can shoot, score, make plays. He does a little bit of everything. Pretty good defensive plays as well. So, having him in the lineup, he helps out a lot.
How big was that response in the third quarter? You guys give that quick 13-4 run, they tie the game. You come back with 10 in a row, go on a big run.
That was huge. That was huge. Considering the fact that we haven't been great in the third quarter, for guys to kind of suck it up a little bit and gather themselves. They made a run and we was able to make a run. We were able to count on the run for ourselves. So I was pleased with that, man. KG played big, Dan played big, bro. I thought everybody contributed tonight, and it was a great team.
Do you think there's any difference in the fact you guys are able to do that today? Because it seemed like a lot of times you guys are taking a punch and not necessarily giving one back.
I'm not sure what it was, but we turned the corner today. That's all that matters. So, I'm glad that we responded with a pretty good third quarter. Not a great fourth, down the stretch, but we made it pull out.
They hit 50% of their threes, but you held them to like 30 in the paint, I think. Was today a good defensive performance or not?
It was okay. For whatever reason, man, it just seemed like teams shoot lights out from three on us. I don't know what it is. We try to pack the paint and make them live a lot of outside shots, but teams have been making them. And they shot pretty good, and we tried to cut the threes off, especially the corner three in the second half. I thought we done an okay job with it.
You guys haven't won more than a month. How nice is it to be able to do that? I'm proud of you.
It's fun. It's always fun to get a win, regardless whether you're at home or on the road. And I'm glad we come out and get a win tonight.
Is this a sign too of what you guys can do in a healthy gym? When you have that full, even though Paul didn't start, you had all five of you guys together for the first time in like a month.
I thought we had some glimpses of we showed it was pretty good, but I'm not gonna get ahead of myself, man. We won 2 in a row.
Hey, nice to have a winning streak.
Yeah, hopefully we can build on it, but I'm not gonna get like I said, too ahead of myself and say this is where we want. I don't know. I'm just glad that we got the win. Right. Thank you.